What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is G Kim on drums. I appreciate you guys for stopping by today. Today's gonna be our weekly drum lessons. Are you guys ready? I'm definitely am. Oh, I just want to say thank you for all my new subscribers. I finally hit 100 subscribers. Let's go for 500 subscribers. Yay! Seriously, thank you so much. My prayers been answered. It's going really well. Seriously, sometimes this algorithm is so crazy. Sometimes you don't know what's gonna be viral, what's not gonna be viral, but I'm just gonna keep on putting videos because it makes me happy. And I really hope that the drumming community will benefit from this. So today's topic, guys, is gonna be drumming with the metronome to improve your drumming. A lot of drummers, guys, a lot of drummers have this taboo or are afraid of playing with metronomes. Yeah, it is. It's not easy, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Playing with the metronome, it took me a little while. It took me a long time. I still work on it right now. But the way you work on it is you have to practice with the metronome a lot of the times. So the metronome get embedded. So your natural metronome will be in sync with the metronome. So how do you practice with the metronome? First of all, you need to buy a metronome, or these days, guys, there's so many free metronomes in the app store, okay? Just go to the app store, type in metronome, and there's so many free ones, okay? Just download one of those. Or if you want to go buy like an old school Tama Roland metronomes, those are great too. The reason why those are great is because you have ability of putting different subdivisions, like you could hear 8 notes, 16 notes, and triplets against the quarter notes. But a lot of the digital metronomes, they could do that too, so I would highly recommend it. If you don't have a metronome, you could always find one of those old school metronomes, but those are not gonna be good for drums because theirs are kind of too soft. Or if you're lucky that you have a laptop, and if you have a Mac laptop, you could download GarageBand or Logic. And I use Logic to practice with my metronome because I could actually hear it through my headphones and through my computer. So why don't we try that today, guys? So I have Logic opened up here, and I have it set up to right now BPM, which is beats per minute, around 90. So I have it clicked on, and here's another trick, guys. The metronome, if you're playing drum set, you need to have your metronome loud enough that you could actually hear it. So it's very important. So sometimes when you play with the click or with the metronome, sometimes when you play drums, the click just disappears because it's not loud enough. So you gotta have the click loud enough, okay? Here's some of the exercise I do. I have the click going on, or sometimes I just go find a simple loop from Logic or GarageBand, and I just drag it in there, and I just play along with it. And one of the loops that I found today was like a really funky wah kind of guitar. So I have that set up too. So, but here it is. This is how you want to practice with metronome. You don't want to start too fast, okay? Because that's gonna be way too fast. Sometimes we think like 90, 100, 120 is slow, but technically, guys, those tempos are pretty fast. A lot of the hip hop tempos are around 97. A lot of the technos is around 120, or dance songs are 120, 130, 140. It goes pretty up there. Even funk music You could have really slow funk, medium funk, and real fast funk. So that's the way a lot of the stuff is. Just it's just the metronome tempo. So sometimes what you also need to practice is what is the other reason why you need to practice it with the metronome is because when you do get called in for a session or you get a chance to be in a recording session, most of the time, guys, when you're recording in a studio, they're gonna put you in a click. So, you don't wanna be nervous. When they say, "Hey, can you play with the click?" You wanna say, "Yeah, I'm okay with the click." For you to feel okay with the click is you have to practice a lot with the click. The things that I've been saying, guys, muscle memory. So drums is very physical. So more muscle memory you have, especially more muscle memory you have with a device that gives you a constant tempo, that's gonna be really, really good. So whenever we start something very, very mid tempo or fast tempo, around click 90. Okay, I have my logic set to click 90. So this is how 90 sounds like. So this is 90. That's the funky guitar I was talking about. But I'm gonna mute that for a second. So that's 90. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you hear that click, you could technically subdivide the subdivisions in your head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So if you could do that in your head, it is really good. Once you hear the quarter notes, you could also ask the studio to give you not just quarter notes. You could actually ask them to put 8 notes, but I don't mind hearing the quarter notes. Okay. All right. So once you hear the click, guys, it's you just gotta kind of sing along with the click. Think about the click like a good friend, a best friend, a friend that never gonna lie to you, a friend that is never gonna be delayed, or he's always gonna be on. So think about the click as a clutch or as a friend that always gonna be there supporting you. Instead of fighting the click, just go along with the click. That's a secret, and just try to sing along with the click. So I'm gonna mute my room mic so you could actually hear the drums now. So here it goes. Yeah. When you start playing with the click, go easy on yourself. Don't do like a really hard beat, stick with like really simple beats. And what you want to do is you just want to just lock in. And you're going to hear yourself when you're off the click. So let me demonstrate how it will sound if you're off the click a little bit. That's when you're off, when the click is going, but you're totally playing a different tempo. It's like someone's talking, but you're just ignoring them and you're just doing what you want to do. That's how it sounds like when you're off the click. But when you're in the click, it's like when someone gives you advice and you just go along with it. So it helps sometimes when you could bop your head into the quarter notes. Yeah, that was 90. It feels pretty good. And you'd be surprised, guys, how fast and how small, like little increments of BPM sound so different. So that was 90. And now let's speed it up to around like 98. Okay. And hear the difference. Yeah, that was 98. It feels so different. Every little BPM feels really, really different. Sometimes when we play live, sometimes we speed up and we slow down. We don't really feel it. We just go with the flow. But when you're in the studio and when you're like, listening to the click really carefully, like even like 3 decibels of the BPM, it sounds really different. Sounds the song could feel a little bit different, for sure. So that was 98. So this is what how I would do it. I would slowly go up and see where I could improve myself, because not every song's gonna be 98 or 90. Most of the songs gonna be in between, anywhere. So why don't we speed it up maybe like to 110 and see how that sounds like. Okay. Yeah. Uh, 110 sounds like a real fast song already. So it's very funny. Like when we practice with the metronome with the pad, we go up tempos real fast, but even like 20 or 10 BPM feels so different. And imagine playing a song that is like a 90, but you count it off like 110. That's gonna be a huge difference. So practicing with the metronome will kind of like guide you to feel what exactly those numbers feels like. So let's try another tempo. Let's move up. Let's go to like 120 and see how that sounds like. Okay. I feel like 120, it feels like I have to push myself a little bit, Like I can't like lay back too much. I feel like 120 is one of those tempos where I can't really lay back. I have to like keep on going. And the other secret, guys, of playing with the metronome is, if you, have ability of recording yourself and you could hear the click against you. A lot of the electronic drums has that kind of thing, where you could record yourself with the click, so you could actually hear if you're behind or if you're forward of the click. But listening to yourself back is it's one of the most important thing. I know sometimes as a drummer, hearing yourself is it's the worst thing. You just don't want to hear yourself. While you're playing, it feels really good. But when you hear it back, not a lot of the drummers wants to hear it back. It's one of the things I remember. Maybe because when I was younger, maybe I was maybe embarrassed to hear myself back. But when you hear yourself back, you could really tell if you were on or definitely not on. It's not gonna be easy as an artist listening to yourself and critiquing yourself, but you have to when it comes to time, because at times if you're on, you're on. If you're off, you're off. So you can't fake that. So, and for you to get good at it is you have to practice and hear yourself playing with the click. And when you hear yourself back, then you could really tell, oh man, I'm really rushing my quarter notes. Oh, you know what? I really feel like I'm really pulling back my quarter notes. You could actually hear it because the recording is not gonna lie to you. It's gonna tell you the way it is. And the other way of practicing with the metronome is with the click is fine. With the click is fine, but it's a little bit boring. You only hear tick, tick, tick. So the other way of playing with the click is putting like a backing track, like the thing that you heard before. So I'm gonna just move back to maybe like 100, and I'm gonna turn the little guitar wah-wah turned on, so I'm not too bored with just the click. So here's the loop. It's just a 4-measure loop, okay, guys? So once I hear that guitar, I will try to, play some patterns that will sync up with those cool syncopated patterns. And I hear the click and I hear the guitar. So now what I gotta do is I gotta try to lock into that, okay? Not have them lock into me, but me locking into them, because this is a computer and this is a track that is already programmed perfectly. So my duty is to lock into that. So let's try that. Yeah, that felt real good. I was locking in. I didn't feel like I was rushing or slowing down. And once you feel like locked in like that, you want to just do that for a long time, maybe for like good 5 minutes. Once you do that, go to a different tempo. So let's hear how like 1 of 5 sounds like. It's gonna sound so much faster, even there's only 5 BPM. Yeah. So let's see. 1 of 5 has how we do in 1 of 5. Yeah, so even like 5 BPMs, it makes a huge difference, that that same guitar, groove sounds so much different, even a little bit, faster. So why don't we try the same thing much, much faster? So around like 120, it's gonna sound real fast funk now. So this is how 120 sounds like. Yeah, that's really funky. 120 sounds really, 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 really fast. But there's some songs that is faster than that, So you have to practice. So why don't we try just a little bit faster? Let's try 135. That's gonna be super fast. Almost like a drum and bass kind of tempo. So let's see how that sounds like. Wow, it's so fast. Yeah, funk at 135 is really, really fast. So once you do that to the tempo that you feel like, oh, that's really, really fast and uncomfortable, slowly come back down. And why don't we drastically go back down to around like 80 and see how that sounds like. Because sometimes the band leader might call out a funky tune and really like slow funk like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how the same guitar groove and the same drum pattern sounds so different, That was tempo 80. So, yeah, that's how I usually practice. I practiced myself to get better, with the click, That was just a groove kind of setting. But what you could do is, you could play groove for a long time with the set click, or you could shed, do drum fills or drum ideas while you have a loop going. So let's move it back to around like 95, So you could say to yourself, all right, I'm gonna play 4 measures of time, and the next 4 measures I'm just gonna do random fills. And by having the click, you're gonna know if you're speeding up or slowing down. And if you miss the downbeat after your 4th measure, you were off. That's the way for you to practice. So why don't I demonstrate some of that? I'll play like 4 measures or whatever measures I want of grooving, And after that, I do just fill ideas or shedding, or what a lot of drummer community talks about, shedding, huh? Or playing different stuff, different ideas. So let's see what happens. So let me demonstrate that. Just like that, mistakes and all. So, you practice just the way we just did it, like that, play few measures of time, play few measures of fills. And I noticed when I was doing triplets on myself, I noticed that I was getting a little bit off. So it's all good of practice. This is how you get better and better and better at what you do. So is don't be discouraged when you fears going in and out of off and in. Sometimes some drummers, real good drummers, they know how to use this and manipulate the feeling of pushing and pulling really, really well. That you think they might be off or you think they might be rushing, but it's just the way they play, and the way they manipulate time. And more you keep on playing with the click and listening back to the click and listening yourself playing with the click, that's really, really going to help. If you don't want to play with the click or play with the loop, what I recommend, guys, is play with one of the tracks that you like, that that was recorded with the click. A lot of the 90s rock bands and a lot of the rock bands, some of them don't record with the click. They just go in as a band and they just bang it out, and that's the record. But a lot of the records these days are recorded with the click. So a lot of people could just go back and overdub and stuff like that. So I am sure 98 or 95% of the songs that you hear right now on the radio or on the internet, it's all with the click. So you shouldn't have any problems finding a song that was recorded with the click. most of the pop songs are recorded with the click. So yeah, if you get bored playing with the click, put one of your favorite songs and practice. What do you practice? Practice singing out the subdivisions with very simple sticking, like single strokes or double strokes, or have the song playing in your headphones and just play along with it, so you are in sync with the click or with the song, instead of the song trying to follow you. That's never gonna happen, huh? So it's always a good practice, as a drummer, to just trying to just lock in and just be totally locked in, and you'll know, and the band members will know when you're like totally locked in. The gig will go easier. The song is gonna feel really, really good. Not to say, you could be speeding up and still be locked in. Yeah, if everyone in the band does it really well together, or slow it down really well together, that takes a lot of time. Not just you. Now you gotta incorporate other musicians to do the same thing. But as a drummer, we do have a lot of power and a lot of will of making the song faster or slower. So a lot of the band members will rely on the drummer to do that. So as a drummer, you gotta have a very strong core tempo of the songs, and you gotta have a really strong core of of the BPMs that you're really comfortable with. Or if that song is a fast tempo, you just know that, okay, I gotta be counting a little bit faster than 100. Or if the song is a really slow song, make sure you don't count it too slow. So a lot of another recommendation of what a lot of pros do is, they have a click right next to them, and they have just a metronome marking of the song, and they just hear the program every song for individual clicks. So if song number 1 is 70 and song number 2 is 90, so you just program it, so 1 will be 70 and 2 will be 90. So a lot of I noticed that some drummers have headphones on one of the ears, and they just count off the click, and they stop the click after the count off. They just use just for a count off. Or some bands, a lot of the bands these days, they play with a rhythm tracks behind them. So if you're playing with rhythm tracks behind them, you gotta have the click loud enough in your headphones or in the monitors so you could hear yourself. Yeah, guys, it's a very sensitive, not sensitive. Yeah, it is a sensitive topic, for drummers. When other people talk about drummers' time, as drummers, we could take that very sensitively, But we as drummers have to work on that, We really, really have to work on our timing. So, we don't, even though the song is, even though the audience, the band members is getting super excited, you gotta be the center and the chord that, doesn't go too fast. It's very important as a drummer to keep a good solid tempo, a constant solid tempo. I still work on it. You saw me while we were practicing. There were times where I was definitely on, there was times where I was definitely off, and that's why we just got to keep on practicing, keep on practicing, and make it like a routine that, so once you practice with the click, if you do go to a session or recording session or any kind of rehearsal and they give you a click, you feel comfortable with it instead of be like, oh no. I'm gonna be honest, I remember, I still have those kind of feelings because I wasn't comfortable with it. But now, if they tell me that I have to play with the click, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Am I gonna hear the click? Is everyone hearing the rhythm track, the backing track? That makes so much easier because technically, that's playing. You're just playing along with it. So I feel like that's a little bit easier these days. But yeah, guys, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to practice. And like I said, don't just practice groove with the click. Practice fills ideas. Practice rudimental ideas with the click. Do you always have to practice with the click? No, not always, but I would definitely recommend having some kind of metronome click practice routine in your practice routine. Okay, guys, don't omit it. If you want to go to your drum room and shed 45 minutes just doing whatever you want, cool. But have like 5 or 10 minutes of your practice time that incorporates a click, some kind of timekeeping. Okay, guys? That's going to make you guys a really, really solid drummer, guys. Sometimes we think, as drummers, playing a lot of notes, it's fancy, but I'm gonna be honest, when a drummer keeps that groove or in that pocket, that what really makes people go, wow, he's a real good drummer. It's not the flashy stuff. It's just having a good solid tempo, a good solid foundation, a good solid timekeeping, your internal clock, so hopefully your internal clock doesn't shift too much between the environment, so that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of muscle memory. Your ear, your brain, your body needs to adjust to be in sync with the metronome. That's a challenge, guys, too. A lot of drummers, a lot of professional drummers, they still practice with the metronome. So don't feel like practicing with the metronome is just a beginner drummers thing. No, practicing metronome is an ongoing thing. Okay, guys. So that's pretty much it. I think my lesson went pretty far and pretty long today. I think I had a lot of things to say when it comes to the metronome. Yeah. Don't be afraid of the metronome. Make your metronome a best friend. And incorporate practicing with the metronome in your practice so you feel very comfortable. Cool, guys. Thanks a lot for sticking around. At the end of this week, we're gonna have another drum cover. So I'm thinking what kind of song I should cover. So I did have some few suggestions from my subscribers. I'm thinking about some of those songs too. One of my closest best friend was telling me, hey, play some songs that we grew up with, like rock songs. So I might do some rock songs. I'm not really sure. So if you guys have some ideas, shoot it down on my comments. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching my videos and liking and smashing the like button and subscribing. It means so much to me, guys. It really does. So keep on watching my videos, and if you want me to do other stuff, write it down. Cool, guys. That's gonna be the end of this drum lesson, my weekly drum lesson. Excuse me. Stick around for this weekly drum cover. Okay, guys. My name is G Kim on drums, and I appreciate you guys stopping by and coming to my channel. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Have a good one, guys. Peace.